Okay, guys, we are going to start showcasing a few priest decks, and also we have probably going to record a grinding daily right after this. In standard, we'll switch gears. I have to play mage cards and play 15 elementals, even though I could do it with a shaman. I rather play that elemental deck I played a while ago with the mage. I really like it. So anyways, let's go over this. It's a Shadowreaper 4000 deck, and it's named after two key cards. But anyways, I don't know if the Reaper is exactly a key card, but Shadowreaper Anduin definitely is. So it's a mech mage. It's kind of, I guess, zoo-ish. Kind of, it's mid-range-ish as well. The idea about this is obviously controlling the board, protecting your minions, and adding up a lot of pressure and going face when you can. It is an aggressive start for a priest, but you don't want to think it's pure aggro, because it's not. Because you do not have Shadow or Pain, Shadow or Death, so you can fall behind. And if you lose board, you're probably pretty much done. At least that's the idea. I used to play a Mech Priest way back in the day, and it was a lot of fun. It was never a great deck to begin with, but now you have a little bit more tools. So let's go over Clockwork Gnome, a 1-drop. What's good is the spare parts synergized with Anduin, so we'll go over that later. Cleric for card draw, Power Word Shield for card draw, Annoyatron for taunts. The Divine Shield's nice, plus if you could get buffed by your Shadow Ascendant's awesome. Mech Warper, so you could get these, flood the board pretty nice. You gotta be careful, you don't want to do everything, but if you have it. These, from the games I played, this Shadow Ascendant has been an excellent card, because if it turn 1 you get that, if the Cleric survives and you could follow up with a Shadow, it's just so strong, and it tends to buff, and it tends to stay on board, because a lot of times people remove your Mech Warriors, they'll move Warpers, they'll remove the Clerics, etc., etc. The Shadow Boxer actually gets some pretty decent ping, so I like it, and people tend to either ignore it or they tend to add up, and it could sometimes roll in your favor. The Talent Priest is to make your minions beefier. The Spider Tank, because it's a good 3-drop and it's a mech. I only have one Tinkertown Technician. It's good if you get the 4/4, because it's good against Priest. Only one villain's chosen, because I think that's enough. The Gorilla Bot A3 is really good if you got a mech, because you can discover more cards, more threats. The Shredder, because it's it's a mech, and it's one of the best 4-drops in the game, or has been for years. Azure Drake, because you need more card draw, and also it's very, very good against Priest, which would probably be a bulk of your opponents in Wild. Upgraded Repair Bot is good, because it makes your minions even tougher. And then the Foe Reaper 4000 is there for kind of your late game. Also, it could trade into weaker minions to get rid of bigger minions. And then Shadow Reaper Anduin's there for removal. Things get too hairy. You don't have Light Bomb in this deck, so he's kind of like a Light Bomb replacement. Plus, the Void form just synergizes well with your spare parts. So let's go ahead and queue up and see how it goes. I have no idea how this deck's going to go. Might need some refinement, but I like the idea. You know, Clockwork Gnome might go, but we'll see. Okay, guys, let's go ahead and queue up and play a couple games.
My beloved children.
Okay, we have a Druid. Man, I hate when that happens. I queued up with the wrong deck, so I had to play out a game, and I kind of... Okay, so anyways, let's go. Let's see. Against Druid, the one chosen would actually be kind of nice. But you need early game. We might keep that. Let's get rid of that. Actually, we'll keep that. So if we could buff it up, chances are it's going to make it because of the Divine Shield. Oh, that's actually really good. We could actually coin that out. Okay, so he's probably free to play. This rank, you tend to get a lot of free to play. So let's see how this deck does. Actually, keeping Villains Chosen's kind of bad. It's good if it's a slow deck, bad otherwise, but most of the time Druids tend to be ramp, or not ramp, alright. So let's do... He's going to be able to remove it. Let's just pass. We're going to probably coin this out, or play this and then do the shield on it, or we'll wait. We'll see. Yeah, this deck you kind of want to get a 1-drop. Yeah, Mulligan was wrong. I hope it doesn't bite me in the ass. You want your 1-drops, you want your Shadow Ascendant, stuff like that. That way you get a lot of tempo. Alright, so next turn... ooh. Too bad we don't have enough mana. Kind of tempted to play this so it could get buffed up. Even though this one's good, but the chances are it's just going to be wrathed down. Oh, we could do this.
Up. Portals online.
Yeah, that's good. And then next turn we can buff it up, and it's going to be extremely difficult. Well, there is mulch, right? Naturalized, but most likely it's not going to get killed. And then we could actually get some card draw next turn. We also could play this and this if this survives. That actually might be a little bit better. And then we'll have this follow up. Oh, okay, well that's pretty bad. Alright, so we're gonna do this to protect our minion. Even if he can, oh wow, 3/6 can be so good. We gotta kill that though. Hopefully we'll be able to take it out next turn. This is such a great card in this deck. And hopefully this deck, wow, really? The heck? It's kind of good because in a way you really don't need, I mean, obviously. Alright, so that's okay. We have, alright, so what are we going to play? This or the Shredder? The Shredder's a little sticky. We have to trade here, obviously. If the Shredder lives, we could buff it up with our repair bot. Assuming it does, it probably won't. I don't know what kind of deck my opponent's playing. Yeah, I haven't actually thinking about. We're doing. Okay. Let's get a mech. Ooh. Too bad. All right, so let's go ahead and see what we're gonna do here. We're gonna play. We could actually do this. Let's do this instead of because I don't want my Drake to get swiped. No, I'm not doing that. I hate that card. We're gonna do this. Actually, this could mill me if I'm not careful. So next turn we have a lot of options. We could do Chosen. We could most likely get the repair bot out. I need to start pressuring my opponent. We could actually buff this. The Belcher's not the big concern. Alright, so we could do Repair Bot. We could also do Velzen's Chosen. Let's see what we're going to do here. Effectively use a mana. This does 4 health, so it'll actually survive. I think that's probably what we're going to do. Trade. Yeah, this could be hero power down, but the point is we have a board. And it's probably not the best play, but I don't want to use Chosen on any of these minions. You know, I could have, and it would have effectively gone into there a little bit better. But I want to start getting big minions on board. This is Druid, so the big dudes are coming down. We do have Anduin, but I don't want to use Anduin anytime soon. So hopefully this deck will do good. The start, I messed up, guys. You really need to aggressively get your 1-drops.
How long can this go on?
Okay.
How long can this go on?
You don't see that very often, Druid. It's all good. Alright, so what are we going to do? Oh, man, this is... We're going to get to... We have to start flooding the board here, guys. Alright, so we're going to do... I don't know if I really want that to live, but I want it to start attacking. Alright, so what are we going to do here? We're going to do this so it lives a little bit better. We could have actually done that, but that doesn't trade into it anyways. Let's heal it. And we'll just pass here. Now we got a good board, and then we have this down next turn, so that could do some good work. I really need this out of here, though, because, I mean, I have 8 cards in hand, and we got to start flooding the board a little bit. Against Druid, it's... Wow, aren't you killing him, dude? Oh, he wants to overdraft me. Well, luckily, it's just... Oh, okay, good. He kills it. Thank you. Alright. Alright, we're obviously going to trade. I don't really want to play that because if he has another naturalize, it's going to be really bad. So let's go ahead and... We don't need card draw. Let's put him.
Hurry up! Portals online!
You wish to
Let's protect it. Let's put him down. Villain's chosen. Let's see who we're going to buff. Him? He's going to naturalize it, right? But doesn't matter. Let's just flood the board because that's the best thing to do against the druid. It's going to be tough for him to clear that. And we emptied our hand, and then when whatever mess survives, we'll be able to buff it with Velen's Chosen. Yeah, druids have horrible board clears, so you'll probably
scourge will devour all.
Wow. Poisonous? Are you serious? Let's do this first.
You're so
Oh man, my math is bad here. Okay, let's do that. Oh man, that's horrible. So what we're gonna do is freeze that. We're going to utilize this. Man, I'm losing a buff though. We're gonna take this out. Wow, that was pretty horrible on my part, guys. Let's do this.
Is someone injured?
And we'll do a card draw. Let's buff him up. Actually, we should. Oh, okay, that's actually good. We're not going to put this down. Oh, this is so vulnerable to swipe. Can we do that? Wow, I'm really distracted because my dogs are going crazy. All right, let's do this. I don't know why they all... Ooh. For shits and giggles, guys? Now, there's a chance it goes off, right? Actually, I don't know if that's good. My opponent's very low, though, so that's kind of nice. Wow, that one turn, real sloppy, but my dogs are acting up again. No, boy. No, that's a little bit too late.
Right away. Well played.
Alright, very sloppy first game, but let's go ahead and play another one. But at least you get the idea of the deck. You flood the board and you do well. Alright, let's go again. What number? Hold on, guys. That guy's deck was kind of weird, right? Web Weave, Bone Drake, Sludge. Maybe it was an Enzoth deck. He had this Chain Gang. Yeah, kind of weird. Maybe that's all he has, or maybe he's just having fun. This deck I can see falling apart pretty well against a deck with high removal. Is it? No, it's not the same guy. It's another druid, though. So hopefully we do well. Okay, see, now this is the dream, guys. You definitely want to keep this. Cleric, Shadow. If the Cleric lives, it's just going to get so buffy. Why do my dogs... Oh, I don't know if you guys can hear it. They always go crazy when I'm recording games. Alright. We're going to do that. If it survives, we're not going to do the Mech War. We have nothing in hand. We're just going to do this, and hopefully it will survive. But chance... Alright, so we're able to keep our Cleric alive, which is really, really good. So yeah, this deck, I think I'm gonna play. See, the thing is, I play so many decks. You know, anyone who's familiar with this game, you kind of shouldn't switch decks a lot because you want it to be really master it. But I love playing multiple decks and stuff. I'm not really a try-hard, so that means I don't really. Okay, that's really good for my opponent. I don't really care about leveling. I mean, ranking up. I just play the game for fun. Plus, I pull. All right, so. Actually, we could do that, but we're not going to. We're going to do this.
Portals online.
We're going to do this to protect this.
Right away.
Alright, 3-2. I kind of would have preferred it otherwise. I actually could have technically healed that to get more card draw. I think that was a mistake, but hopefully we get an opportunity next turn. But with the Druid, you just flood the board to get a lot of pressure going. Velen's Chosen is going to be huge next turn. The only thing about this deck is you're so reliant on... Alright, so... Card draw. Ooh, okay, that's not too bad. Our opponent's obviously not having good answers in his deck. Or his hand, I mean. Alright, are you gonna do something, dude? Because we're gonna probably buff up... Should we buff up the Cleric, or we should buff this guy, her up? If she gets buffed, it's gonna be very difficult for him to remove stuff. But we're probably gonna put that down to get some card draw, guys, because we only have 2 cards in hand. Did my opponent quit? But yeah, with this deck, if you can get your early game minions, you can get the board. It's just tough for your opponent to make a comeback. Priests tend to have a hard time, and Druids, if they're a slow deck, definitely have a hard time. Did he rage quit? We could protect our mech guy here, but you know, he's not as important, I think, as this. We'll see. Okay, Shredder. We're gonna play on curve. We're gonna do this. We're gonna drop, but we need some card draw, and we get to protect a little bit better.
Right away.
We'll put it down. Actually, it's kind of... Wow, look at that Cleric, a 3-5. Looks like our opponent rage quit. And look, turn 4, he's at 14 health against a Priest. And we'll definitely probably do that, or it looks like our opponent's done. And I haven't done Priest content for a long time. There's a deck I'm going to show right after this. It's an inspired deck. Priest, Reno. Definitely needs some fine-tuning, I think, but I haven't really played it yet. But I think this is going to be a deck I want to grind. I'll definitely make... multiple parts, but my opponent, it must be real salty or what.
What to do?
But anyways, yeah, this is an aggressive deck that does really well, I think, or it will. There's so many minions, and this has been the VIP in the games I've played. And I think I might have actually these, alright? Yeah, turn 4, my opponent's less than 50% health. Alright.
Right away.
I mean, if you're done, you're done. Just concede. Why waste people's time, huh? So for the start, we're 2-0. Unfortunately, our win streak ended before when I was going to record this, because it was a Reno lock versus my Priest, and I didn't want to waste too much time because I want to wrong one. I wanted to get going on the recording. This is the one I queued up by mistake, and I think it'd be really good. You have you know, some choices here. I don't know if that'll work out in this deck, but it might. Some of my card choices, I like using cards that don't see a lot of play, like the Shade here. I don't know if the Antique Heal Bot will be necessary, but we'll see it. Trailblazer's kind of cool. I don't know if Entomb's going to be good, but we have Nexus Champion and Kotor, two of my favorite cards from the Grand Tournament. Light Bomb, I don't know if that's going to be necessary, because you have Enduin, and then you have Lunch King and some other stuff. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll probably be showcasing this soon, but I definitely want to play more of this. And then I think I'm going to record back-to-back in a little bit, or a little bit later tonight. I have to go take my dogs for a walk, but I want to play this because I have the Elemental. Either that or the Elemental Shaman, either one. But I have to grind the Golden Shaman. I'm so close, but yet so far. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoy that. And more Shadowreaper 4000 Priest coming up in the near future. Bye.